That's funny, you were one of those guys, weren't you?
I either be honest, giving people the ammunition as well as going through it.
Did they have the shotguns when you were there?
I never used the gun, always leave them.
They grab you and
I
say,
got the
"It's
fine
fine,
in basic.
don't move." One corpsman on each side, bam. Boom. That was fun.
Thank you.
You walk out of there, go for it.
Yeah. No, when I went through basic, I got the gun, but I never used it.
It'd be fun as long as you don't move.
I found that out too late. I found that out too late. I was one of those with a bandage strapped up my arm. I was almost one of them they picked up off the ground.
Well, there were a few of those, I remember.
I was close, man. I'll tell you, that room was not very steady. Now, when we went to basic, we had to interlock arms when you went through immunizations.
Really?
And you were responsible for the person you're interlocking with. If they fall, you keep them hit if you want.
No, we were super wild.
I was leaning on my partner quite a bit that day.
One thing that got me was, I don't know if it did it for you, was the penicillin shot about halfway through.
I didn't get that, but I got one quite frequently.
This huge shot right in your butt. And I can swear the guys.
Well, I've given it.
In there.
I've given it usually for like an STD.
And they,
And it is thick.
march out, we have to march around for an hour and try to work it out. Half the guys, when they jumped out of the rack in the morning, still hit the floor.
Yeah. Well, this is not what I did. If you were cold, I warmed it up about 20 minutes before I gave it to you.
Oh,
If you were a butthead, well, I'm giving it to somebody with STDs.
oh, okay.
If you were a butthead, I gave it to you cold. If you were a real butthead, 2.4, 4.8, so you got 2 shots. I give them to you and say, hold these and warm them up, and you'd sit there for 20 minutes looking at the needles before I gave it. That's if I really did my job.
Ouch. Good, terrible. Oh, that's why I like it.
Yes. Yep. I only did that once, but this guy really deserved it. And he's sitting there like this. My dog got it. It was under the bed. He does, doesn't he? I don't know much about kids now. But you know what, so we just open that thing. Yeah, I'll give it a- I won't guarantee you you'll recognize everything we do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because like I said, there was just one of these ways to do it.
Right. Exactly.
I don't know, we're finding a whole bunch more
Well, I
in
did-
class, that's for sure.
There's different
One thing
ways
I
to
learned in
do that.
martial arts is that you're always learning something.
Oh, yeah.
Always. Never close your mind to anything.
Oh, as soon as you do, it's over.
Exactly. I want to learn Jeet Kune Do, but I've never found a dojo.
Well, you gotta find the right place.
Exactly.
That'd be a good thing. That's the one thing that I've always told people. Not just the art has to fit you, it's the art.
I'm gonna come in here and take it Kung Fu.
I had really good coaches. Both my kids. I thought about that, but this is.
Yeah, I got bad news too, but
I'm launching, coming down wrong.
yeah.
I had a workout last night, that's for sure.
When I did the Taekwondo, we used to do flips and do all that stuff like that. I can't do that.
I did 6 months of Taekwondo, like Taekwondo.
Yeah.
Well, I see, it wasn't really,
Right.
I wasn't.
I think you got it.
I did 7 years.
It didn't take me long. I like, I'm
Judo.
well, that's second, second line in judo.
Oh, okay.
Third line, go your short.
Right. Yeah. No. You incorporated all of the martial arts.
You know, it really helps is the application, but it's what it actually means.
Absolutely. Head instructor?
Down to intermediate, beginner level students. Place your feet comfortable distance apart, hands on your lower abdomen with your lips lightly sealed and teeth gently meshed together. Allow your eyes to close. Begin focusing on deep, relaxed breathing. As you breathe in, feel your abdomen go out. As you breathe out, feel it come back in. Breathe in deeply. Breathe out slowly. Be relaxed. With each breath, begin to imagine a cascade of relaxation flowing down the body from the top of your head all the way down to the bottoms of your feet. Feel your face and jaw relax. Neck and shoulders relax. Chest and upper back relax. Let your shoulders and your arms feel heavy. Stomach and lower back relax. Feel that flow of relaxation through your waist, through your hips, into your thighs and the backs of your legs. Allow your knees to soften. Feel your calf muscles relax, your ankles relax, and the bottoms of your feet relax. Breathe in deeply, breathe out slowly, be relaxed. The next time that you breathe out, open your eyes, lower your hands, and we'll transition to embracing horse. Separate the feet shoulder width apart. Turn your toes in slightly so the outside edges of your feet become parallel. Then the knees sit back. Remember, trying to get that tuck here. What do I mean by tuck? It means taking this curve on the lower back and neutralizing it. So you have a straight spine, lower back spine. Sit back behind your heels. Circle the arms back, circle the arms forward. Begin focusing, continue to focus on deep, relaxed breathing. You should have a rounded, connected feeling between your shoulders, chest, and arms, as well as through your hips, knees, and feet. As beginners, try to avoid too much extension upward with the arms. It's a relaxed shoulders down, elbows sunk feeling. Using just enough effort to hold your arms up. No more effort than that. Good. As beginners, we hold this for about 3 minutes. If you're an intermediate student and you're used to longer embracing horse, I would challenge you to maybe go lower in your stances, since you know you won't be hanging out too long. straighten the legs, lower the hands, circle the arms up, inhale, and press the palms down to exhale. Good, all right. So, what I thought we would work on today is we would continue focusing on that brush knee push sequence, and we'll just kind of lock in that sequence. As I said, there's 5. I mean, I still don't know what the plural is. A brush knee pushes or brush knees push. I don't know how you want to pluralize that, but that's what we're going to work on, and then spend some time at the beginning, going back from the beginning, and run the sequence just to kind of refresh how it all fits together. Just for point of reference, what is happening here? Move. And then some pretty simple stuff, and then it's the end of the section. So I definitely think by the end of this rotation, we'll get through it. So I think today it's got plenty of time to kind of practice the flow of that brush knee push sequence. Any questions so far? All right, so let's start from the end of white crane spreads wings. And everybody here has at least seen, seen does not mean master. I don't mean like, got it. But it's brush knee push, playing guitar. Brush knee push. And then that other brush knee push that comes from the other direction, which even though it's the same, feels totally wacky. And then brush knee push, another playing guitar, and a brush knee push. So it's just we're just repeat, and that's what we're gonna do a few times together. All right, so start from white crane spreads wings. And remember, your right foot is basically gonna be facing the gong wall, and left foot is gonna be up in cat stance, so follow the foot. 90% of your weight, maybe even 95, will be on the standing leg. Left hand down like you're patting a tall dog, and right hand like you're blocking the sun. And for brush knee push 1, remember we're going to rotate to the left, right hand by left elbow. Turn to the right, left hand by right elbow. Sink down, step in, step out, heel, toe. Shift to the left, turn to the left, turn the right toes in. Playing guitar 1, follow through, step up halfway, set the right heel down at a wide angle, open the arms, close the arms, set the left heel down. Brush knee push 2, turn to the right, left hand by right elbow, sink down, step in, step out, heel, toe. Shift to the left, turn the right toes in. So you should have your left foot a little bit in front of your right foot in a short walking lunge. So maybe take a step, maybe a little bit more step forward, Miss Cordelia. There you go. Now, brush knee push 3. This is the one where we pivot back on the left heel, rotate the arms, right hand by left elbow, sink down, step in, get your balance. Step out with the right, shift to the right, turn to the right, turn the left toes in. And good direction. So your right foot should be facing the front door. Brush knee push 4. It's basically pivot on the right heel, sink down, step in, step out, heel, toe, shift to the left, turn the right toes in. Playing guitar 2, follow through, step up halfway, open the hands, close the hands, set the left heel down. Last brush knee push, turn to the right, sink down, step in, step out, shift to the left, turn to the left, turn the right toes in. Good, reset. Let's do that 2 more times together, and then I'll demonstrate, answer questions, and we'll see where we are. Begin, brush knee push 1, circle, circle, begin step. Follow through for playing guitar 1. Open, and close. Brush knee push 2. Good. Brush knee push 3. If you can't see me, you can follow the green sashes. They've done this many times. Brush knee push 4. Good. Playing guitar 2. And brush knee push 5. Reset. One more time. Thank you. Begin. Brush knee push 1. playing guitar, 1. Brush knee push, 2. Brush knee push, 3. Brush knee push, 4. Playing guitar, 2. Brush knee push, 5. And release. Okay. I'm going to demonstrate that a few times and take any questions. Any questions before I do that? Anything? Anybody? Okay. So, and at this part, feel free. You can change position, walk around, be wherever it makes more sense for you. Questions? I have a couple of things that I'll share, but I'll open it to you guys first. Yes, ma'am.
I think it's rushing push forward, or maybe it's right after the left.
Okay.
One more reach to the left. I got a little mixed up in like feet and
Yes.
direction.
Okay, which that brings me to one of the things that I was going to talk about. So, this takedown step in, why do we do it? We do it so that we can get our balance stepping into the next step. So it's not really a move. It's not really part of the form, but it's a foundational tool. It's like training wheels on your form. So, and I'm leading up to that question. So if I'm here, I kind of takedown step in because I want to be able to choose where I put my foot. And if I'm not balanced on this foot, I have to put my foot down somewhere, wherever it lands, to keep me from falling, teetering, or whatever else that I'm trying not to do in Tai Chi. So, take practice. So I think down and step in. And I don't step until I feel pretty good. Then I try to step, or take practice, but I'm trying to step to that shoulder width double dragon quickly. Get to it. Same thing here. Okay, feels right. Here, coming from the other direction, so this foot's going to come in to here. I think what I've been seeing is this foot coming in.
Okay.
So that might be making it feel, what is happening here? So if I guitar, brush, push, pivot, I don't sink and bring this in. I bring this foot in.
Okay.
Sink and step. And then I rock back. And why do I rock back? Because I'm stuck. If I just try to, I mean, I'm not actually exaggerating. This feels really weird. Like I'm trying to take a step there, but if I don't, it's, you know, it feels very odd. So by rocking back, I free up this foot and I can put some pivot in there, so that again I catch my balance, choose to where I step to here. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Your brush knee pushes are coming along very nicely. It's just that one stepping in with the foot you're used to stepping in with.
Yeah.
So for that one, you here, that would, you know, up here, come to here, and then step. Good?
Yeah.
All righty, any other questions? Questions? Beginners, I have beginners today. It's not all intermediate, it's different. For intermediate advanced, focus on your waist. This is definitely good information for beginners, but definitely focus on those feet first. But I'm gonna show you what brush knee pushes look like if you don't put your waist into it. You notice the difference. It can kind of be, you may think, I'm moving my waist, but you're really moving your arms. Watching my sash, nothing is happening here. So, that felt actually fairly free and easy, but I'm not technically doing Tai Chi because my waist is not driving my movement. So, instead of me doing this with my arms, I'm rotating from my loose waist. I'm here, it's my waist. Waist. And waist. Waist. See the difference? So you think here, less here. Going forward. When you're learning it, think here. Right? Okay. Any other questions before we practice some more? All righty. Come back out. We'll do that 2 more times, and then I might call names and watch and see how we're doing. All right, so white crane both wings. Very good. Brush knee push 1. Playing guitar 1. Brush knee push 2. Brush knee push 3. Walk back and then bring your right foot in. There you go. And step out. Brush knee push 4. Left foot in. Playing guitar 2. Last one, brush knee push 5. Reset. All right, I will call the names and start from brush knee push. Follow the greens. And I might give some instruction in between as it's helpful. I just kind of want to see how we're doing.
Start from white crane?
White crane.
You said brush knee
Sorry.
push. Just checking.
Thank you. And brush knee push 1. Playing guitar 1. Brush knee push 2. Brush knee push 3. Good. Hold here. Foot forward. Facing. There you go. And then this toe out at about 45 degrees. There you go. Got it. And brush knee. No. Let's see where are we? Playing guitar 2. Is that correct? I've lost my pacing. Push knee push 3. This is what happens when I give instruction in the middle of my flow. Playing guitar 2. Sorry, caregiver brain. Brush knee push 4, 5. You know what to do. Just do the thing. Don't mind what comes out of my mouth. And release. Anybody who's had to get up here that I put on the spot to lead with names, you know that's a challenge. The challenge that I did not face very well right now was stopping, breaking my form, giving instruction, getting back into it while thinking about 5 other things, and it was a fail. All right. That said, everyone's form looked good. Was that footwork easier for you? Yeah. Excellent. Any questions about this brush knee push sequence? Considering I just got the verbiage all wrong, you guys did awesome. Way to throw it in you. All right. So what I'd like to do now is let's start from the very beginning, and we'll start from feet together, and we'll go all the way through to what we just did. once for sure, probably twice. And then we'll probably just go and preview those last few moves so you can see how close you are to the end. Step left. Commencement. Board off right. Board off left. Board off right. Pull back and press. Push. Single whip. Lift hands. Strike with shoulder. White crane spreads wings. Brush knee push. Playing guitar. Brush knee push. Brush knee push. Brush knee push. Playing guitar 2. Brush knee push 5. Release and reset. Beginning again. Any questions about any of those moves? No? Looks good. Good sequence work. One more time, just like that. And then when we get to the end, don't reset. We'll preview the last little bit of the first section. Thank you. Step left. Commencement. Ward off right. Ward off left. Ward off right. Pull back and press. Push. Single whip. Lift hands. Strike with shoulder. White crane spreads wings. Brush knee push. Playing guitar 1. Brush knee push 2. Brush knee push 3. Brush knee push 4. Playing guitar 2. Brush knee push 5. Okay, now hold here and we'll go through it together. You're going to shift back, pivoting on the left heel, lower the hands, form a fist with the right. Sink down, step in. Now, you're used to stepping into double dragons. This placement's going to be a little different. I'm going to step out to a T. And what I mean by T is that the heel of my right foot is basically going to line up with the arch of my left foot. I'm going to shift to the right. I'm going to turn from the waist and I'm going to lift my hands to the left. And now I'm going to turn to the right, release the left heel. Right hand is going to come by my sash. Take down, step in, step out, heel toe. Shift to the left, hidden hand punch. So my left hand will cross my elbows, the fist with the right underneath. Now, this next move is called withdraw and push. So I'm going to turn a little bit more to the left so I can slip my left hand underneath my right elbow. And I'm going to shift back, clearing the arms. And shift forward to push. Now, move called cross hands. This is how we end a form. I'm going to shift back to the right leg, turn towards the front of the room. My left toes come all the way in. My arms are going to come up. I'm going to step to even, lower the hands. Cross hands. My right hand is in front of my left hand. They fold over each other, come to my sides, step even. There could be a whole class in cross hands. Right now that seems crazy. You'll totally get it. But that is the end of the first section. So we have that step forward, deflect downward, intercept, and punch, also referred to as hidden hand punch. Withdraw and push, and then cross hands. So this close, almost done. From the front, it is here. Come up, and they come down. 2 questions.
I was just curious, does that disappear as you're going through the whole form, not cross and close, or is that in there?
Oh, that's a good question. So that is in there. The difference would be it would not be feet together.
Okay.
So what the question is, since this is end of section 1, it links to section 2, and then section 2 ends with cross hands and links to section 3. What it does is withdraw and push, cross hands, embrace tiger, return to mountain. So the only difference is there's no step together. Question?
The fist, is it, which way is it?
It is.
I just couldn't tell.
We had an instructor here years ago that would refer to this as your snail, your hand snail. So as I step out, my snail is facing me.
Okay.
And then, and it's a deflect downward, so there's a punch, and I'm trying to back that hand, block that punch, check the elbow, and strike. Yeah. But if thinking of tactically what you're doing is difficult, just look for your snail. I have my snail.
Thank you.
All right.
Got a little face on there.
I know, hello. I am a happy but lethal snail. All right, so let's go ahead and bow out of our basic training.
Yes, ma'am.
We follow the 5 hearts: faith, respect, perseverance, patience, and humility.
Found instructor?
Now to intermediate and beginner level students, students training at home. Basic training is dismissed. Everybody, good job. We'll just keep plugging away, and I expect, well, next week is Thanksgiving, so we'll be here on Tuesday, but not Thursday. And then the following week would be the last week of this rotation, so that's a solid 4 classes to get through the rest of this material and answer any questions in practice. So I think we're in good shape.
Are we open on Wednesday? Is it open on Wednesday or just through Tuesday?
I believe it's just through Tuesday.
Okay.
Look for the email.
Very good.
Trust me, but verify what I say.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
My second You never shared it.
He's just amazing. He does one of the Kung Fu instructors.
Okay.
He's just incredible. You'll love him.
All right.
No, she doesn't. Got a little face on her. Remember that?
I never thought of that.
Yeah.
But he is.
She never shared it.
Never even seen that. Yeah, we didn't have to do a face.
Well, do you remember that little comedian?
Oh, sure.
Yeah. What was that guy's name?
Yeah, just I'll pop it in.
Yeah.
Yeah. God, I'll think of her name tonight at 2 in the morning. Her puppet's name.
Sure.
Yeah.
had the.
Yeah, but she's not the one
Yeah.
that did she?
No.
That was Lamb Chop.
Lamb
That
chop.
was Lamb Chop.
Lamb chop, that's the
Lamb
name,
chop.
that's the puppet's name, lamb chop. I was, thank you, so you eliminated me from having to do it at 2 in the morning.
Well, that's they don't have Sharpie,
Yeah.
face on the hands.
I think we should all do it for next class.
I think that'd be funny. And let's use
I'm saying
permanent,
he'll be the only guy that doesn't have it on his hand.
let's make it permanent markers so we can have to explain to
Right.
everybody forever and a day. What were we doing last week?
For
We did the,
application,
Was it-
we were talking about
We were
a
doing-
weird single whip that we hadn't got there.
Yeah, so we didn't get the left hands or strike the shoulder.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did left hands,
But not strike,
shoulder.
strike the shoulder.
No, it was white crane, how weird.
Yeah.
Talked about how weird. it is.
yeah, that's the one you're kicking. That's,
I would,
that's
I
a
would
hand
look at
step I
that.
haven't quite got yet.
I would look at it as two separate attacks and kick,
Actually,
I might do better than that.
or two people attacking.
it's a white defense and it's a kick. I think.
Yeah, it's an overhead strike and a kick.
Yeah.
But I would think of either as two people doing it, or individual attack versus kick, then an overhead. or versus-
Coming out, it's why I'm so respectful to you.
Yeah. Be careful at home now.
You know it, you better know it.
That's the way I would look at it, but.
That's where you have to touch your chest. And then where we shot it.
Oh, yeah.
I'll have to be reminded.
And then there's the other one that I still have a hard time with.
It's,
But what do you
yeah,
want?
it's the left foot.
Okay.
It's a
Oh,
ball. Yeah, that's what I just did.
the other one is the hand.
Okay. Application.
Yes, ma'am.
So, hi, ma'am. Bye, sir.
You said what, you know?
I did not have a chance to double check with Mr. Gohring to make sure I gave you the correct kick and punch sequence for white crane studies. And it has been a minute since I've done that one. So we're either gonna review applications before that, or we're gonna skip it and come back to white crane.
That's
So,
fine.
I don't think
Because
we
it's a-
did like that.
no, we didn't, but that was what was next.
Yes.
But I needed to, I wanted to double check with Mr. Gohring to make sure that I tell you the correct kick and punch sequence, because it's a strange, as an oogie, but I can't remember if it's this or if it's this. So we're gonna come back to it.
Let's see the difference.
But basically, it's blocking a punch and kicking to the groin is what white crane spread wings is. And, but I wanna make sure I get the oogie part of that correct before we dive in. I mean, it's one of those where like, I could show you how to make white crane work, but I don't know if I can show you, if I'm gonna show you exactly the right way that you need to show us to make white crane work. All right, so ward off left, ward off right, that's the first one. Ward off pull back, press and push is the next one. Single whip is after that. Lift hands is after that. Strike with shoulder, there is an application for it. When I tested for Black Sash, I had to do that one instead of white crane because Master Gohring is like, white crane is weird, I don't wanna see it, I'd rather see the shoulder strike. But, then he went back to white crane. And then brush knee push. So I think brush knee push is a great one to work on today since we spent so much time in, basic training, looking at brush knee. Sound like a plan?
Yes, ma'am.
Who's done like brush knee push here before, the application?
It's not slow.
Hmm?
I have slips.
You slept, so have I, so have I. So, there's two ways of doing this. Because brush knee push, obviously it works from both directions. So what it is if punch comes, I brush the punch and I push the person. Or I block the punch and I push the person. So we're gonna get practice with that. And when I was learning it, instead of doing, I'm going to punch here, I'm going to punch here, basically, your partner threw random punches and you had to, kind of like double dutch jump roping, had to just decide when you were gonna do, right? So what I'd like to is try it the first way, but then we will maybe play with it again with being able to time it yourself. Sound okay? I would like an oogie, please. Okay, so let's fix this. For brush knee push one, it would be a right punch. So, how it kind of uproots you?
Yes, it does.
So go slow with your part, and then we'll just be through the other side. So for this one, it is a left punch.
It's the sinking down, not the pulling down.
Correct, it's the sink. Very good observation. Yes, if you can go super slow with this, let's do one more,
Quickly.
either one.
You know what?
On the push, is there a little bit of elevation?
Yes. But elevation because, not that I'm using my arm to push up, but I'm down here and I'm coming up. Same, similar to your push, right? It's not straight, but there's that circular uprooting. Good observation. Other questions? Do you have enough to practice, or do you need to see it again?
One more time.
One more time. Let's do one more each side.
One more each side.
Super slow. Don't get hit. Sink, step. Push. Don't get hit. Sink, step. Push. If you want to, if you're female, you can put a target there for them to press on. I get pretty tomboyish as a martial artist. I'm like, I'm a martial artist, like it's a strike zone. So, but if you're concerned, the hand that you're not punching with, you can give a target so that there's something to press. Make sense? Huh?
I'm giving you a target.
Right here. Right there. Not here, not here, not here. All right, so you two gentlemen together, you, and I will work with you, if that works okay. And do yourself a favor and orient like to form. You've done this one before? Oh, got it. You have a side preference? Oh, yes.
To start.
So you can. For me, to start in a neutral,
Okay.
and then it's open. It's open, so meaning he's not punching when he's closing himself off. He's punching so that he remains open.
Right.
So for your brush knee push right, it's a right switch. So that it's got an open target. Does that make sense? But yeah, you can start here. And if that's helpful, that's
Big
okay.
difference,
But
man.
I think
That's
that's
what I
makes
actually-
most sense.
I had to
Work
do
to
this.
start in the neutral stance. Like a pro. Like that.
It's your weak side. I mean, unless one of the side, you feel the difference. The other side is like you really this one I'm feeling.
Yeah, my left side.
Yeah, but I'm feeling this one. I think really feeling the other. I'm not criticizing, just telling you, this side is really good.
It feels closer for some reason.
I know, it always does.
This side is really, really good.
You're right.
And because of that, it's focused.
Big punches.
I think this, because as you make the comment, you can see them step at the same time. See if that, I give it a time difference. Yeah, see how that, we didn't everybody stand up?
You would toss me through the window.
Yeah, we got it. Huh? Sure. Keep the feel of it from a oogie. It's a little different than the chin one, right? But the chin is a more
Yeah, my problem was when I was doing it, I was stepping into a pool.
Although I don't think you
Yeah,
need to.
yeah, I know.
You're the same.
Perspective, just different.
Yeah.
No.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
But the other side kind of is nice.
Again, got you
I
thinking.
like this one is a fun one, yeah. Huh? Oh, okay, that's fun. All right, you want to try the other one with the, you can do it. So basically, you just get to decide where you want to do it. So basically, you're just gonna, blah, 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 and then when you decide side and do it. Does that make sense?
Well, when I listen to this,
This is also really
Yep. Got it.
is much better on this side because you're on this side.
So one like this.
Now, I'm not criticizing.
No, I know.
I'm just telling you, this is really good.
it's done. I know all about it.
Wanted the opposite again.
Is it opposite?
You and brush knee, right?
Yeah? Have I talked about?
That's not the opposite, you're the opposite.
Wait, now I'm confused.
Just do it like you were in.
Okay. So.
Oh.
I was quickly.
Okay. Oh, yeah, I was not.
I know, but then I was like, wait, are we doing it the way that I told them?
I wasn't sure what was going on.
Let me see, okay.
Not fast.
No, remember, brush knee.
Yeah, okay, all right.
That's on me.
Little-
Oh, and you step, you step. You step.
That's good, you like that.
I do.
And guess what, it's still good work.
Oh, yeah, it will.
There you go.
But instead of.
There you go. There you go.
3, 4, 6,
That
9,
makes sense.
It still works. It's not back there, I'm not here again.
How's it coming? All right.
No, it's not.
Not correct? What's
Well,
not?
that's what much.
Well, it was that time.
No.
It wasn't?
It was like this.
No.
That's okay.
It's just like, yes, exactly, I did it
Yeah.
right.
You know, I'm really feeling when he does that.
Good.
Boom, that's it.
I can't help it.
Good job.
Team?
Okay.
All right, questions? Any questions?
Yeah, that was a little confusing.
Well, yeah, we'll work on it some more, and,
We'll practice.
You can practice at home.
that's
Very
right.
well.
Do their own
Beat
kung
you
fu
up.
movie.
We can definitely feel the
Yes,
difference
sir.
in the size.
Feel the difference?
Side, right
Uh-huh.
versus left.
What did you feel that?
Well, one was really phenomenally good and the other one was good. Weak.
Oh, yeah,
Well,
harder.
not weak, but
It
good.
was weirder.
The other one was just so much stronger.
So, going forward, this one is very easy in the application to kind of trick it by using arm force. The beauty of brush knee push, as with most applications in Tai Chi, when you get it correctly, you feel, the person doing it feels like they really haven't done much of anything. So it's about timing, placement, and where your weight is. So, and we'll probably do this again on Thursday a little bit, but it's the contact, it's the timing of the contact and the sink and step that by the oogie having themselves like this, that brings them up, it uproots them more than it's I push and then I push. Does that make sense?
Yes, ma'am.
So even when I'm successful with brush knee push, the push part doesn't even really feel like my arm is pushing. I feel like, the ball keeps moving, but that my arm is in place for the most part, and it's coming from my body,
Ah,
right?
okay.
So I'm here, and I'm here more than here. So yes, sir.
Is it more of a getaway, it's not a strike face?
It's not a strike to face, it's a shove
It's just,
to the,
it's a
to the
get,
sternum.
get away
Yeah.
from me thing?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. And if done, with enough, if there's enough momentum coming at you and enough momentum going back, you can put somebody in the air or definitely on the floor with this. So obviously, we're gonna be careful in class. But the sweet spot of where to really get this application is here. It's when does this happen? So obviously, you have to make contact, but it's that sink and step, that drop at the right time is what will uproot them and get them going that way. More than it is like, does that make sense? So there's some finesse to it.
It's kind of like you're coiling a spring so it can release.
Kind of, yes.
I can see that.
Yes, but from an oogie perspective, it feels like the trap door, like there's a trap door that's come out of you. And so that puts me here. I'm already overextended, I'm exaggerating, and so then that push redirects me, so I'm redirect. More than it's arm force, arm force to push me. Does that make sense?
Yes, ma'am. Can we practice this next
Huh?
time? Can we practice this?
Absolutely, yes.
This
We'll
is
do that on
great.
Thursday. Yeah, so we'll do some more with that.
Just thinking of it.
Any other questions before we bow out?
Thank
Good
you.
work. All righty.
All right.
Let's do our life skill. Path of self-mastery requires a focused mind. A focused mind sees no obstacles. Path of self-mastery requires a focused mind. A focused mind sees no obstacles. Path of self-mastery requires a focused mind. A focused mind sees no obstacles.
Head instructor?
Bow to intermediate and beginner level students, students at home, master, blank says training is dismissed.
Almost. Well,
Keep it up. There's a students and we are bowing out of a thing and going into another thing.
Even,
Have a good night, have a good day, we'll see you. I will be right out.
I just need to get the legs right.
but if they consolidate, we're knocking it.
Well, I know it. If you hadn't held back, I would have gone through the window.
This is something that I
The oldest of you?
like these techniques.
See you next Thursday.
Okay.
See you tomorrow.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, my goodness gracious. So this one is clockwise. Oh, it's on the telephone.
Mm-hmm.
And let me step to box the tiger. See, I'm remembering the techniques, but I'm not remembering the direction. But I think, I was reading the techniques when I had time and I didn't have time to do anything. I just look at it and visualize them. But
Okay.
I'm not totally sure of the direction I'm going.
I get it. I definitely get it.
But I have the time to look at something, a list, and say, okay, I remember, that's this, and I'm here, and they go, cool, that was the deal.
Now, I really had trouble with this for a while, and I was thinking about it last night. And there's a lot more
Ooh, kicking
ankle action
moves.
than body action.
How are the kicks coming? Meh.
They're there. Now,
There's some kicks.
you know it's a kick because our foot's off the ground.
Well,
And
mostly.
hopefully our butt stays off the ground too.
Hmm?
Mine puts mostly off. the
Hey,
ground.
it's okay.
Not even mostly.
You've heard me talk many, many, many times that this is okay. I'd rather see this and balanced than this and, you know. So, what would you like to work on today? Do you have any specifics of, is it sequence, is it dynamics, is it specific?
Well, we ended with box of tiger's ears.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
So what's the next move after that?
Heel kick left.
Okay.
Is that what you want to work on? Heel kick left?
Box of tiger's ears and.
Box of tiger's ears into heel kick left. Well, can I see it? Can I
Unless
see?
somebody else wants.
No,
to.
that's fine. On your own, what I would like to do, have you done box of tiger's ears at all?
Oh,
Okay. Practice box of tiger's ears a couple of times, and I'm gonna give her a quick preview.
Where do you want us to start?
Wherever you'd like, just carve out some space, and then, so this isn't like sequenced together, this is just practice your,
From here?
heel kick right to box of tiger's ears. That's correct. So, preview, you've been doing some kicks, right? In the master class, kicking section a little bit? No?
It's just been me,
So
so
what's
we've been
it-
jumping around.
Okay,
It's just been previewing different.
cool. So we'll jump around. There's a move called box of
Not a
tiger's
heel
ears,
turn.
and it's in the major.
I know,
body
he's doing
section,
that.
Yeah, me
second
too, I just
section.
did it.
And when I do it, it's like,
Mine
that
is
ain't
connected
gonna
to the
work.
major
It
section.
doesn't work.
You don't need to know any of that. These are heel kicks. And there's a heel kick that does a quarter turn into
I don't know if
A
I'm
knee
doing too much
strike
up the body, because I feel some strain here.
in your box. So,
Oh, for me.
the quick and dirty version of how to get into this is heel kick. And then
Yeah.
you're gonna kind of use this
Yeah, I was
knee
going back to my skating
to
days.
spring up with
Yeah,
the
that's-
arms down
was
as I
thinking of that
turn.
too.
And so there it is, exactly. And then you step out to the diagonal. Yep, that's exactly right. So it's heel kick. Box the tiger's ears. Hmm?
That's an interesting.
Interesting, you didn't know I typed this, I do this when I can do kind of. All right, take.
Just one more.
Yep, 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 yep. Let me see that turn one more time, please. See if I can help you.
Need to lose some weight.
I don't think it's that.
No?
I know.
You good?
Let me see, one more time.
Maybe I'm not lifting up.
Yeah. Try. Without the hands or anything else. Try. Just bring the knee up and turn quarter turn. That's it. But, yeah, so without falling from that step, if possible.
Really?
I know. But that's a very common thing, is to turn it, immediately land into it. So what we're trying to work on is suspend it so that you have the choice of being able to hang out with your, yeah.
So it's only a quarter turn?
And knee up, yeah, that'll help. It is just a quarter turn.
I'm trying to go a lot further.
Exactly, as a lot of people are. Just knee up.
I'm trying.
And the knee is like, I'm not going like
I don't wanna
that.
go up.
Getting there. That's it, Mr. Lewis. So, in a perfect world, this doesn't stop with your knee in the air, but it does pause for that little bit of a beat. So it's here. So there is just that hint of a, like, I could stop if I wanted to. I could tell this stuff if I wanted to, but I'm not gonna stop.
Very good.
Does
Yeah.
I saw that.
Does it matter if this point toe or do I
No,
need to
it
have
doesn't.
Okay,
It's okay.
Because I
Yeah.
point the toe.
It's a kung fu.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a neutral foot.
Yeah.
Yeah, but nobody's gonna be like, you pointed your toe, that's wrong.
There are certain things that are like, no point, it's not fair.
Yeah, and this one is so quick, it doesn't really matter because it's, it's because you're just instantly gonna step out with it. The only thing I would think that pointing it too deliberately would make it hard to step, because you then have to like, oh, I'm flexed, oh, I have to step. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
Toes.
Yes, yes. And suspended makes a big difference, right? So, just a couple more on that, and then we'll, as promised, talk about that heel kick. How do we do the left heel kick? All right, so, the left heel kick. This is the last left heel kick before the last right heel kick before the end of the section. So, it comes from, kick with right heel here. And then it's just a reverse of the other one. Like, that's probably not helpful. But it is just a reverse.
Okay.
So I rock back, step here. Because I'm at an angle from my box of tiger's ears. Now I'm gonna rock back and realign myself on the grid, as I like to call it. Takedown step in, lift. And really 90 degrees, like square on, no, towards the, if they're even out a little bit, it's gonna make it harder to balance. There you go. That's correct. That's correct. Yes. Yes.
Oops. Doesn't always work with balance.
That's close. direction, it should be. So, try to resist the urge of when you sink and step, try not to come up when you kick. That's gonna make your balance more top heavy. Anything you stay the same or sink a tiny bit more. Because particularly if my head is not suspended and I'm leaning over and then I stand up, that is killer hard. And it's really hard. So, head suspended, I'm sunk, I stay sunk. I didn't come up out of it. Yeah, very good. So, resist the elevator of the knee elevator. If anything, go down half a floor.
I can get it sometimes.
I know, but hopefully these little tweaks help you understand that it's not aptitude, it's probably a leaning over or a coming up out of it. You know, it isn't that I just can't do it and I'm terrible at this. It's probably, well, you don't come up out of your knee. I mean, there's a little widget that's going to help you get it, which I always found really encouraging about Tai Chi. Is usually it's user error, not user not able to. Yeah, very good.
When you move box to tiger ear and you pivot, I'm having some issues when I pivot. I don't know, maybe it's just me, but balance right here.
Okay, so let's see, balance right there. So. So the hands are fluid
Okay.
because they go from here, then they undo.
Yeah, keeping it close to the body when I come
Here.
around.
Does that make sense?
Yeah,
So-
I'm bringing it in close.
Yeah,
I'm
so
not
they
leaving out.
do a big circle this way, and then they kind of unwind that circle and come back up. I suspend your hand, yep, and then pivot and open them, and then close them as you step up. It feels a little bit like saber. Yeah.
Yeah, that's better.
So for the camera, if you didn't see, go ahead and practice for just another minute or two before we bow out. If you did not see over there what you may be having trouble with these kicks, head suspended, super important. So what I mean by that is in my kicks, if I'm leaning over or if I'm looking, it's a lot harder. So I want to be aligned with my head suspended in the line of gravity so that it can help me, not hinder me. And then the other thing is try not to come up on your standing leg when you do your kicks. That will make it a whole lot harder. If anything, you stay the same level of sink, or you sink even just a tiny bit more. So show you what I mean. I've sunk, and I stay sunk for my kick, versus I sink and I come up, and even without wobbling, which I did, I feel so much more muscle strain in my leg, because it's my leg strength that's kind of holding me up like, I don't know, like a failing chopstick. My leg is about to snap, versus I feel balanced, not right there. I've got a pretty good level of bend in my knee there. I'm not here, I'm here. So those two things might help you with your kicks. Head suspended, make sure you're not leaning over or listing to one direction, and don't stand up on your standing leg. Keep it bent when you do your heel kicks. Any last questions before we go on?
I think one of my problems all the time is it's a class and we're going in the flow, and I find it sometimes easier to go slower, but then I'm behind.
Understood. So, and real quickly, that is always a challenge. He's talking about he might feel inspired that he needs to go a little slower in order to catch the fine tunes of the movement, but in a class sometimes you're going faster and then you end up out of line. Classic Tai Chi class problem. So
I get it, I'm just working on it.
no, but I mean, I just want, you know, I'm sure there's people at home that have the same thing. So it's always a little bit of a grab bag as instructors. We try to get the right pace for the class. Sometimes we get it, most of the time we get it, sometimes we don't get it. But just try not to get frustrated by that and try to, as best you can.
I'm not frustrated, I'm just noticing.
So there's different paces. There's your home practice pace, there's your class pace, there's test pace, there's, just try to, just go with it as best you can. In class, it is mostly important to try to stay with the group as best you're able. It's not always able, but, because sometimes then, I mean, especially with weapons, you can get hurt. Because if you're 2 moves behind plank, you know, now you've been impaled, and that's not good. So, just try your best, and try, and you seem really good at not getting discouraged. Like, I'm 2 moves behind now. Oh, just,
Too old to get discouraged.
and I'm here. All right, let's go ahead and bow out.
Smell.
Bye, instructor.
Bow to intermediate and beginner level students. Master's Path training is dismissed. Good job, everybody.
Thank you,
Good
ma'am.
class.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Very welcome. Good class. Good class.
All right.
Tiger's ears.